Hi everyone, it's psychic medium Jojo Empathic here from jojoempathic.com. And in today's message, this will be a channeled message from Spirit on how to have faith even when the physical reality seems dark. So a lot of us right now may be faced with pressure, extreme challenges. It feels as if the whole world is just kind of going upside down and it's topsy and turvy and things are turbulent in every direction we look in the world. So how do we have faith when things seem horrible? How do we have faith when things seem dark or that, we're kind of stuck in a loop and we don't know where to go? Faith begins within you. It is an inner knowing. It begins with your intuition. You have to have a hold and grip on your heart in order to have faith. You have to operate through your heart in order to have faith. It's a love that brings us to a place of trust. It is a knowing that brings us to a place of trust. And it's also an accountability. To have faith, you have to have an accountability with yourself to know you've done what you need to do in order to bring forward what you need, what you desire, your manifestations and prayers, okay, whatever that may be. You can hold yourself accountable and say, yes, I did get up today and go to work. I did get up today and feed the kids. I did go and take the pet to get their nails trimmed and washed. Okay, so you did your part. There has to be this balance with accountability, you taking action, and also this love for yourself and all things that leads you to having this understanding that you're covered by the universe, that you're also loved back by the universe. You covered you, and the universe covers you back. So it's this reciprocity that you have with all that is that we may call God or consciousness. Okay. So you're doing your action and you have faith that the action will be brought back to you. What is that action? It is whatever it is you're praying for, whether it's safety, protection, abundance, healing, guidance, clarity, whatever it may be, it will come with faith. But just with all things in terms of building and growth, you have to have the actions behind it. So in order to develop your faith, you have to know the steps that you need to take in order to make something happen. You have to have the action behind those steps in order to make it happen. And once you're there, then you can give it up and let go and surrender. Then you can have that blind faith of, I don't know the next steps here now. I don't know how it's going to get here into my hands in physical reality or my lap today or whenever it's meant to be, but I trust that it will. And that's when the blind faith steps in. So let's say you're facing a situation where it feels like you have no resources to help you get to your goal. Let's say you might be in a situation where you're homeless and you don't have a car, you don't have a home, you don't really have anything other than your backpack and maybe a cell phone. Okay, so what do you do in this moment? How can you have faith when you don't have the resources to feed yourself? You don't have what it takes to even, protect yourself in the next 24 hours. It might rain, you have no shelter. It's cold out. You have just layers on and it's not enough to keep you really warm. How can you have faith in these moments where it is so dark and you don't know where to turn? A lot of people are facing that situation and they're facing it also in their vehicles. A lot of people are faced with the crisis of living in their vehicles at this time. Now, that is part of a collective message in of itself in prophecy of where we are headed with the homelessness epidemic. Um, I do feel that there is going to be this massive shift in the housing market in that a lot of Americans and people around the world won't be able to pay rent. I saw a statistic the other day that about 75% of real estate in residential neighborhoods in America are just not affordable for the average American. So people are being pushed into their vehicles, and these are hardworking people, people with degrees. And so what happens next with the administration, at least in America, is a cleanup of homelessness, including those that are in their vehicles. I've seen this progression and where they're headed. And we're at this place now where they are now monitoring the streets. And one of the targets will be people in their cars, not illegal immigrants, not immigrants, but that same type of surveillance and heavy hand and enforcement will come for the average American in that regard. Okay. So what do you do? That is terrifying. How do you have faith when it's like the system actually sucks? I did everything right. I went to college, I got my job, and now my job fired me, laid me off like millions of other Americans or people around the world. AI came in and replaced my job. I can't feed my family now. Can't pay the mortgage now. Okay, and I'm headed to my car. And there's the government that says don't sleep in your car. That's illegal. Okay, you're breaking a crime for living in public. Okay, for living in your car. And where are they sending people to camps? Okay, similar camps that immigrants are facing. People are going missing there. There's been reports of abuse in these camps in America, camps that have existed before Donald Trump, let's be real, but have now intensified. And there's been more deaths in immigration and ICE than there has been in years, just in this past year. Okay. It's dark. We feel trapped. We don't know where to go. The economy, even if you are an entrepreneur, it can, what affects one affects the whole. So even entrepreneurs that are outside of the matrix get affected by the economy. So what do we do? Okay? You can't panic. You have to remember that we as the collective created this. Our consciousness collectively created this. And with all things, if you can learn the lessons through it, you will evolve higher. If you can lean into the higher vibration, love always wins. The higher vibration always wins. And this is how you develop faith. So, regardless of what the outside external looks like, your third dimensional reality, if you've done the work you've needed to do, you have to understand that sometimes if you're facing these challenges, what you're meant to do is just be present with it. You might not be called in that moment to change anything. You might not have the control in the 3D to actually do anything about it. You're just there, you're in the situation, and you have to face it. You have to live through it. You have to feel through it. And it's like with anything in intuition, you get through your day. In the beginning of the day, you don't really know what's going to happen all day. You're not meant to. You're meant to just be present and experience life. And by the end of the day, you recap what just played out and what unfolded with time. And so much happens. Okay, so you're not in the state of waiting for the gift or the answer or the ticket or the money or the love partner or the remedy, the medicine, whatever it may be, you feel that you're waiting for. If you can shift out of the waiting energy to receiving energy, this will also help you to develop your faith. Okay. So faith is nothing without the works. Okay. So scripture. Okay. Same concept. Every day that you get up in your dark storm, take care of yourself in the best way that you can with what you have, even if it's nothing on the street. Try to find a water fountain. Go into a public restroom. Clean yourself up with what you have, what you can find. Center yourself. Maybe you're in the midst of a divorce right now and there's no money for the mortgage and you've got to pay for this for the kids and you are at the dining room table just a mess crying and you don't have enough food to feed your family. Take a moment to just be with that feeling that you're feeling. What is the feeling? Is it despair? Is it frustration? Is it disgust? A lot of times in these moments, we feel disgusted at God. What is what happens? We say, why would God let me? be in this situation. Me and my kids we're such good people. We always serve, we always help. How did I end up here? Okay. Let yourself feel that. Give yourself that space. And once you do, and you're just authentic in how you feel in the present moment, you might say, you know what? The God in the situation is actually me. I'm the creator of this. Nobody on the in the external world can really influence me. I've worked to that space. This is my creation. What is this showing me about me? Where can I become more whole? Where are there holes in the crack of my foundation that can't support what I need? Yes, there's a bigger picture, but individually, how did I get here? Yes, there's an economy that's in crisis, but there's still also people that make a lot of money in recessions and some of their best years in the midst of an economy crash, you know? So what is it? Is it my belief system? Is it the way I'm talking about relationships, money, health, my body, my spirituality, my kids, my relationships, whatever? Is it your tone? Is it your beliefs? Is it your attitude? Is it your feelings? Is there a whole bunch of unresolved wounds that are just gluing you and molding you into the part of you that is the projector out into the matrix of what your reality is? Find that part. And if you can, again, take accountability and perhaps find some actions to take, just baby steps. Sometimes that's all we can do. It's just one thing that makes us better, one thing that we need to do on the to-do list. Look at what you're resisting in your life. What are you resisting today? Just start with today. Let's go to an extreme situation like the homelessness, or maybe you're watching this in a war-stricken country, which is also really common when we look at the collective consciousness. And even if you aren't in a war-stricken country, there's probably a war at home or to some degree with what you might feel like you're battling. Okay. So let's say we're in this extreme situation. What is just one thing that you've been feeling in your soul that might help right now with your situation? If you can think of it, are you resisting it? Let's let's make this like in more of like, American or terms with what we're the average American kind of terms, okay? Maybe there's a to-do list for you to pick up the phone and make a phone call about your work. Maybe there's a to-do list where you're supposed to go and nail off something, okay? That's important for paperwork. Maybe there's a to-do list with you trying to prioritize 10 minutes of stretching or body movement or sensuality into your day, dance, song, um, flowing movement, stretching your body, getting the energy unstuck from you, okay? Maybe there's a to-do list where you really need to just go and DoorDash for an hour this week, okay? But there's a part of yourself, if you sit with it, that's saying, I'm resisting doing this. I'm resisting going to the post office. I'm resisting making that phone call. I'm resisting working and taking 10 minutes to stretch and flow and do it. And if we have no money, do what's free on that list. You can be outside and homeless and move your body, stretch your body, get into sensuality. I'm tense here. What's here? Is it emotion that I'm holding here? How can I relax my shoulder? What am I holding here? Tension. It's stress. I was crying and crying and crying about my situation. All of a sudden, my body got tight over here. Release. Release from the body. Release that sadness, the pain that you're holding. That's free, and you can do it anywhere. So, developing your faith to do this, you just tackle the resistance that you're not doing. You tackle what you're avoiding. You stop escaping and you do. And even if you feel like I don't have much might today, I don't have much willpower, I'm depressed, I just lost this family member, I feel like my whole world's wrecked. I don't know how to live without this person. But on your to-do list, there's still stuff to do, right? and you know you're a mess. And so going for a walk helps you to just calm. Going for a walk helps you to just, like, your mind gets clear. Pick yourself up and go for that walk. Pick up that pen and write the letter. Go to the post office and send the mail. Go and stretch for 10 minutes. Go eat something warm that helps you to feel peace. Go drink some water. Have a cup of tea. Have a cup of coffee. A lot of us are facing like we don't even want to get out of bed. How am I going to have faith, Jojo? That's what you're saying. You have faith by it's a development in your empowerment. You you develop faith by finding out that you've got you. And in moments when you don't have you, you have a faith that maybe the higher power has you, your angels, your spirit team. Maybe just maybe you do have angels. Maybe just maybe you do have spirit guides that help you from another realm in a higher direction, from a higher power. Okay? You are not alone, but faith starts with you and what you can feel you're capable of. And a lot of times we have this mask that we have faith, but we are, a lot of the collective is feeling insecure and not confident. And when we're in that state, it makes it very, very hard to have faith because, like I just said, the faith is really coming from what you do to bring yourself through, you creating or you destroying. So, whatever it is that you're resisting in your life today, try to take baby steps and just do one thing on your list. Afterwards, rest. Afterwards, close your eyes. Afterwards, just breathe. Don't punish yourself today. Maybe reward yourself. Maybe give yourself something that nourishes you. Maybe just give yourself some time to just not think. But after you do your actions, I want you to try to call in your angels to help assist you. Call in your higher power, your goddess, your God, and ask for assistance if you need. Ask for guidance if you need. And with time, you begin to see that assistance show up. And that's how you develop faith. Like a muscle, you work at it and exercise. Your intuition, you work at it. Your faith, you work at it. Okay. And we don't just have blind faith, just, somebody says that, God is a guy in the sky with green skin and purple eyes. And if you go bring your tokens to the mountain and pray to this being, he'll grant all your wishes. Okay. The genie in the bottle. I'm just going to go do that because somebody says to. And I've done it before and it made me rich before, brought me healing before. Okay. So we don't just have this blind faith. Real faith is a development and it's personal. It's nobody telling me that God is this person. It's nobody telling me that the laws that God says to live by are this. I find it from in here in my heart. I find it from holding my heart, holding the space in my heart and working through my heart. So I hope this message is helpful today. Have faith this week and have faith in yourself. And if you feel that you don't have faith in yourself, give a vow to yourself that you'll work on your empowerment and call spirit closer and closer to you this week so that you can feel, know, and experience the healing guidance, the clarity, the power, the empowerment that you might be seeking. Ask spirit to reveal that to you and show you how to operate through it. And faith will develop with time. And it starts from getting into your heart space, taking action, and letting go and surrender. You are loved, you are light, and you have a choice. Stay empowered. Thank you.